Welcome to Chronocord Media. JC and C-Dub here with our weekly Walking Dead recap. This week it's episode 12 from season 6 titled Not Tomorrow Yet. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter. Gonna give you a quick spoiler warning before we jump into the big moments of this episode. And there it is. This episode started out with a comical note to me. We see Carol. She is now the official cookie lady of Alexandria.
That intro with the cheesy sitcom sounding music got a legit laugh out loud for me. Carol going around giving everybody little Tupperwares full of cookies, and it looks like Tobin really likes Carol's cookie.
Dude, I kind of feel like that the producers are trolling us. They're playing terrible music at the beginnings of these episodes this season so far. We had Boston, and now we have this cheesy piece of music. Rick returns with everyone from the hilltop and tells her that they have to fight. Let's meet at the church and hash it out.
Indeed, and we finally get a little bit of resolution on the deal with Morgan keeping the wolf Owen alive. Morgan talks to Carol just to confirm why nobody has told Rick about it yet. And before everybody goes to this meeting, we see another laugh out loud moment in this first segment. Carol putting one of her cookies on little Sam's grave.
So we see Rick rallying the troops inside the church, telling the Alexandrians that they have to attack first to survive, to be able to eat basically. And what do you know, C-Dub? Morgan disagrees with the plan, wants a peaceful solution. I think we all know this is not going to fly in Rick's world.
Absolutely not. Rick has a very proactive approach with this, and even Aaron is at the ready. Rick literally says, kill them all. That was so awesome. Morgan doesn't have to kill within Rick's plan, but Rick is sure to let Morgan know that he does have to accept it.
C-Dub, we also saw Carol making a list there. It looked like it was her victims that were humans, and her kill count is up to 18, I think.
Pretty crazy, JC. Carol is racking up the kills on other living humans.
All right, so if you're Glenn, how do you let Maggie ever tag along on this mission to go take out the saviors? And I know Maggie's stubborn. She's becoming the leader of the group. There's no way in hell that you can let her go.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way that if that was my wife, I would let her go out there. Even if she is a badass, she's pregnant.
It seemed like everyone was pretty nervous about this upcoming mission. A lot of these people aren't really battle-tested versus other humans. And Abraham seems to dump Rosita. Dude, what are you thinking, man? I think he's completely lost it, but he did provide us with the line of the night. Why are dingleberries brown? It's just the way it is.
Abraham 2 weeks in a row with the comedic lines. Fantastic. Looked like Eugene might have tried to swoop in there on Rosita, but got the door slammed in his face. We see the group going over some details with Freddy from the hilltop, the guy who had been there before. And just like back in season 1, whenever they made the plans to go retrieve Rick's guns, they draw up a little map and try to get some diagrams going. Very smart. We have a little moment with Tara and Denise. Tara tells Denise that they are indeed going to be going on that 2-week run with Heath. Tara has this little I love you moment with Denise, and of course they share a nice little kiss, but it seems like Tara is a little bit nervous about something.
So we're going to commercial here, and Rick is saying we're going to give him Gregory's head, and I thought, oh boy, he's going to double-cross Gregory, Highlander him, and provide that head to Negan as some sort of way to sneak around. As we soon see, people are on the hunt for walkers that have very similar heads. Thought that was pretty funny. So they arrive at the location, and everyone's kind of still nervous, I think. The first question that popped to my mind, C-Dub, was why the hell is Gabriel still wearing the priest outfit? And seems like he's still a little attached to who he was in his prior life.
But it does seem like Father G might be finally ready to go out and have to kill other living humans to survive. We then see Rosita come up and question Carol. The second person to question Carol, of course, earlier in the episode, it was Morgan himself, about why nobody has told Rick about Morgan keeping the wolf alive, especially whenever he stood up in that church. Apparently Rosita thought that would be a great time to do it.
Yeah, I think this situation with Morgan hiding the wolf, it's going to come to a head at some point very soon with Rick. We finally get to see Heath again for the first time in a while, and he's having a conversation with Glenn. They're together in the woods, and Glenn has a bold statement stuck out to me in that he said, "I've been lucky I haven't had to kill anyone." But right when he said that, I had that feeling that that was all going to change in just a matter of moments on the show. Another funny moment in this episode, C-Dub, there seemed to be a lot of LOL moments in this one. Rick punching the Walker head, the fake Gregory head, breaking the nose to make it look like the guy fought him off before he decapitated him. That was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, and that line from the guy from the hilltop that the saviors are scary, but they got nothing on you, to Rick. That was so funny. Rick again looking at him like, what? You can tell that the people from the hilltop just have not lived the life that Rick and his crew have.
So it's time for full mission go, man. Invade Negan's compound. They're waiting until the middle of the night. They have a cool, sneaky plan to take out the two guards. They offer the fake head to them. So after they take out the guards, they make their way in, and man, this is really when the tension built up to a peak in this episode.
Yeah, this last segment, once it came back from commercial break and the whole compound lights up with the guard, was super intense. They really drew out that moment of, are they going to fall for the head decoy? And then, of course, they do, and we see one of Negan's thugs doing the bitch broke my nose with the zombified head. That was so ridiculously funny. They get Craig back, the hostage, and then everybody infiltrates the facility, and then they start going in and killing Negan's people while they're asleep. That seems to be a pretty good strategy.
We reached the moment of truth for Glenn in this episode. He had previously said he hasn't killed anyone, and what do you know, him and Heath sneak in on two dudes sleeping. He passes the test, C-Dub. He took a guy out with a knife, and Glenn ended up killing both of them.
Yeah, I don't think he should feel too bad, though, because whenever he looked up after killing that second guy, he sees that these guys had pictures of all of their kills. It seems like there was a lot of focus throughout this episode that was kind of weaved in on people having to kill other living people to survive.
So Abe and Sasha are also going through door to door, and a guy catches them and sounds the alarm. And then Carol wants to run in and help, but she will not let Maggie do so.
That seemed to be a smart decision on Carol's part to really step up and insist that Maggie stay behind. We then go to the next commercial break, and as we come back, everybody is kind of reconvening. Rick and his group decide to send Craig home, the former hostage, back to the hilltop so that they can make good on their deal. And the fight is on. Guns are blazing. Heath and Glenn reach an armory at the end of a hallway, and both of them open fire on a group of saviors that were coming right at them. So it looks like, sorry, Heath, you had to kill, even though you hadn't before. And then in what was a huge moment, after one savior had been shot and wounded and was basically bleeding out on the grass, Father G. Gabriel comes up and gives him his last rites in the form of a bullet. This episode squeezed a ton of developments into that 1 hour format, so great job on that. As the show closed out, we also saw Heath and Tara leaving on their 2-week run, and we saw Morgan look like he was doing some welding on some iron bars. Could he maybe be looking to construct a prison?
So as they're making their way into daylight, another guy's trying to escape on, I think, Daryl's old motorcycle, right, C-Dub? And then they take him down and they're trying to get information from him. But over the walkie-talkie, someone is talking to Rick, and it's a female, and she's saying that they have Carol and Maggie in their custody. So next week is going to be crazy. How will they rescue their two friends? Really looking forward to it, and halfway through this season 6, C-Dub, I am not disappointed one bit. Guys, thanks for joining us here on our recap of Season 6, Episode 12, titled Not Tomorrow Yet. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, check out our music on SoundCloud, follow us on Twitter at Chronocord. We bring you weekly Walking Dead recaps, and we will also be featuring Fear the Walking Dead recaps coming up, starting in April. For C-Dub, I am JC.
Don't get bit.